Hello, everybody, and welcome to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's a revenge game on the mind of one man in particular, Justin Fields, repping number 7 now in the Meadowlands, looking for a big Week 1 victory for his new team in the New York Jets as they welcome the world-famous Pittsburgh Steelers to town, led today by Mason Rudolph. Glad to have you guys joining me today. Looking forward to an exciting Week 1 matchup in the AFC. Two teams that have been haunted by recent playoff mishaps. The Pittsburgh Steelers, often a competitor at that level, just cannot get over the hump. And the New York Jets, of course, have not been since Mark Sanchez led that team to the AFC title game against the very Pittsburgh Steelers team back in the 2010 season. Both of these teams looking to flip the script in 2025. Who's going to get off to a good 1-0 start? We will find out in just about an hour's time. Looking forward to this game all week long. Boswell steps up to the tee, and we are underway from East Rutherford. Xavier Gibson on the return, looking for another Week 1 return touchdown. And he will take out that football to the 29-yard line, and here comes JF7. You knew him as JF1 in Chicago, JF2 in Pittsburgh, and a new era of Justin Fields arriving today. Here we go. John Zeller, Centura USM. Joining me in the chat today. Welcome you guys here. And everybody else joining me throughout. Looking forward to an exciting game. Yeah, I just saw that Jim Irsay. Rest in peace to him. 65 years young. Very disappointing to hear. And the New York Jets will begin the Justin Fields era at the 29-yard line with a handoff to Breece Hall. Joey Porter Jr. decks him down after a 2-yard pickup. Excellent opening tackle for a monstrous Pittsburgh defense, and they only got better, adding the national champion linebacker out of Ohio State, Jack Sawyer, on top of already having Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Alex Highsmith, also adding Derek Harmon. And it just seems like this defense never goes away. Pittsburgh, though, looking for some consistency at quarterback, and that pass almost intercepted by TJ Watt. Doesn't often drop it in coverage, but can when you need him to. Did have a pick 6 in the 2023 season against the LA Rams. That was pretty significant. And the road to the postseason that year secured the 7th seed. And that was their last playoff appearance as Fields here on a 3rd down and 8, going deep down the middle, connecting at midfield for a 20-yard pickup to Allen Lazard, a guy right now that is in conversations with joining Pittsburgh this offseason. Definitely up in the air as a possibility. Chains are moved, and so is the football up to the Jets logo. What up, Sean? Going to be a good game, I agree. Should be a very balanced game at the bare minimum. But the Jets off to a good start, and they want to keep hitting the ground running as Justin Fields is planted like a flag at the 40-yard line. Does get the football away, though, harmlessly for the incompletion. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Yeah, that Jim Irsay news, though, pretty shocking. You hate to see it. Jets now in a run-heavy formation on 2nd and 10. Doesn't mean Justin Fields can't uncork one. Still Garrett Wilson hangs on through the TJ Watt hit, who was again in coverage. I don't think Madden really understands the 3-4 defense very well. More often than not, they're bringing at least one of the 2 outside linebackers in for a blitz. Doesn't usually happen thanks to Madden's brain capacity. But yeah, you're not wrong. The Ohio State, countless Buckeyes on this field. Cam Hayward, Jack Sawyer is the newest addition. Here's Justin Fields. That one winds up being complete. Lazard didn't turn around for it. And a very disappointing end to the drive for the Jets. That's just about how Madden drew it up. Pushing 2026, and we can't have a realistic football simulation to this day. And a punt coming up here for Austin McNamara. Getting this one away from the 45-yard line. End-over-end kick is going to land inside the 10. Terrific punt out of bounds at the 8-yard line. And so Mason Rudolph will reinsert himself as QB1 here in Pittsburgh. Took over in 2019 after the Ben Roethlisberger elbow injury. And also had various spurts of QB1 responsibilities in that 2023 playoff run. Back at the helm here in Pittsburgh. What a bolt. And he will have to go the full 92 yards here with Jalen Warren in the backfield. No more Najee Harris. Here's a jet sweep. Inside run to Calvin Austin III. Him and Roman Wilson have a lot bigger responsibilities today. What up, A-Rod? Yeah, rip to the guy that hired Jeff Saturday. Colts legend. To some degree. Many would disagree with that, but it's all good. What up, EG Pro? Jalen Warren looking for the rock here on a 2nd down and 8. And Mason Rudolph deciding play action, going this one toward the sideline. Winds up incomplete. An upending tackle made by one of the 3 corners. It looks like that was Brandon Stevens on the play. Have you seen this Jalen Ramsey Panthers trade rumors? I have not. That is wicked, though. That would be nasty to add to their defense. Jets looking for an opening drive, 3 and out, forced down defense. Here is Rudolph, well protected in the pocket. Down the field he goes, and it's incomplete. Through the hands of Robert Woods, it looks like. And we'll get confirmation. It is Robert Woods, the former LA Ram. And where did he come from most recently? Was it Houston? Don't remember off the top of my head. No matter the cause, it is a punt coming up for Cameron Johnston inside of his own end zone. And he is protected well. Xavier Gibson has a shot at this return into Steeler territory. Just inside midfield, Justin Fields taken back over with a half a football field to go for the opening points in this Week 1 matchup. Already some big AFC games this week. The Colts took down the Dolphins 21-10. Bengals took down the Browns 17-6. Chargers shockingly taking down the defending conference champions in Brazil 34-20 as Fields off of his back foot throws downfield, connecting with his new tight end Mason Taylor. His first catch as a rookie. And a great first down throw from Justin Fields. A little bit surprising from my perspective and many others that Pittsburgh so easily walked away from Justin Fields. Seemed like him and Russell Wilson, at least one of those two, would wind up leading the franchise for a couple of years. Dangerous pass, almost intercepted again by Darius Slay. Here's a new face in Pittsburgh. Coming over from the Philadelphia Eagles, longtime Detroit Lion. Could not hold that one in. Give me your blessings. I need the Knicks to win tonight. I got you. I'm a Knicks fan from here on out, so let's hope it works out. Brees Hall standing at the 44-yard line on a snap taken from the 36. Good running room here for Hall. And his longest carry of the game, a gain of 14. Nearing the red zone, Jets looking to strike first here. These two teams played last year in real life. It was the Steelers solidifying the pace of their season with a win over the Jets. And in the sim in Week 7, Jets collided big time with them. Secured the W last year. Justin Fields looking for a victory here in Week 1. Down the field he goes, in stride, connecting with another one of his targets inside the 5-yard line. And that is Josh Reynolds with his first catch. Another former Lion joining the New York Jets this season. Brees Hall is a very explosive running back, you'll come to find. Eyeing the first touchdown of this one. Handoff up the middle and different ideas for Peyton Wilson. Or that's Alex Highsmith, is it? And no, it is Peyton Wilson with a big tackle for loss. A loss of 4 on the play. Nobody even chipped him. Unprotected. Straight up the gut. Shoots the A-gap brilliantly. What up, Chili? And the Jets will try again. 4 yards further out. Justin Fields looking to throw the football. Now take it off. Throw it on the run. Pass is intercepted by Deshaun Elliott. Picked off by this Pittsburgh defense. And Rip Chili. Well, they do it better than anybody else in the NFL, forcing red zone turnovers. The high-end talent bailout is back in Pittsburgh in 2025. Some things never change. Flashbacks. PTSD. Man, that's brutal. Doesn't happen, though, without Peyton Wilson making that stop on 1st and goal. Great for the Pittsburgh bettors today. Take a look at the Google form real quick. Definitely could have scrambled, got greedy. Made a terrible mistake. It happens. Steelers taking over from the 20-yard line. Mason Rudolph looking for the opening Pittsburgh first down as he is dumped down by Andre Sisco, the former Jaguar. You'll see a lot of former players out here on the field. These two teams have made quite a few offseason moves. We haven't even mentioned DK Metcalf yet for the Pittsburgh Steelers, replacing George Pickens at the wide receiver 1 spot. And the split for this game, as I mentioned a couple days ago, 13-14 in favor of the Jets. So it's going to be a huge game no matter who wins or who loses. Miserable start here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. -6 offensive yards as they finally get something going. There's DK Metcalf. First catch is a Steeler up to the 40-yard line, a 28-yard pickup. Huge gain on the play. Pacers are 7 for 7. Yeah, man, I don't even know. That's ridiculous. Usually how they start out. No lie. Lots of breathing room out here now for the Pittsburgh Steelers at the 40. Pass down the middle. Behind it, intercepted. Taken away by Williams, and Rudolph saves his own interception from being a touchdown. In game's $5 dono, sparking the Jets defense. Perfect timing. Appreciate the $5, my friend. Thank you so much. Quincy Williams returns the favor. Mason Rudolph a little bit too behind his new wide receiver 1, DK Metcalf. And the Jets back in business. Well, I don't think a dono could have been any more perfectly timed than that one. Chili comes in here cheering on the Jets that it doesn't happen. When I donate, it goes the other way. See, you don't donate. That's the difference. Money talks. All jokes aside, though, really do appreciate second $5 of the season. Jets now finally looking to put the first points on the board here in this one. Passes low down the middle. Josh Reynolds secures that one for his second catch. Now, you are top 3. You're not wrong. But those are mostly spontaneous donos. You don't usually ask for anything. The game giveth and the game taketh away. I believe you are number 2. Games will move up to 9th all-time in the dono list with that one. Into the final 2 minutes now of an action-packed and defensive opening quarter, and Josh Reynolds secures his third catch as Deshaun Elliott gains his third tackle. See if I can pin a dono. I don't know if I can or not. I cannot pin donations. Unfortunate. What if I could? Jets knocking on the door of the red zone for the second time today. As long as they come away with points, doesn't matter where they end up. That's a nice 6-yard gain. Should have been more than that. Forward progress really not given there. To the 15, and so Garrett Wilson will simply take 6 yards that time. And the Jets will do it again from the 18. Good march here from Justin Fields, bouncing back quickly from that interception. And here goes Breece Hall inside the 10, first and goal. Junior doing terrible in the pick'em. I'm not sure he submitted a pick'em aside from the first 2 games. Maybe that's why. Would have to confirm with Chili on that one, but that's my anticipation. We'll see, though. Jets offense going to rely more and more on Breece Hall as the game goes on, but in the first quarter, Justin Fields right back to his rookie tight end, Mason Taylor. 1-70. I'd have to guess then that he probably just didn't submit the final 14 games of Week 1. And that'll take us finally to the end of the first quarter. 2 interceptions thrown from each quarterback. I should say 1 for each. 2 total turnovers. Finally, could we get some points here? Fields going 5 wide. On the opening play of the second quarter, 4-man rush. Pass is caught by Taylor. Could not whip it around in time to lunge for the end zone. And the Jets back to the 2-yard line where they were just a play before the Justin Fields interception. Shout out Mason Taylor, favorite target in college football 25. He was a security blanket, wasn't he? What will the Jets do here on 3rd and goal from the 2.5-yard line? Steelers going to rush 4 again. Fields back in the end zone. Almost a hospital pass. Incomplete. Boy, Justin Fields does not like Garrett Wilson. Brutal pass. Broken up on the play by Darius Slay. Wow, that was dangerous. And the offense is going to remain on the field here on 4th and goal. A quick first half gamble and a handoff up the middle to Hall, and he is smothered by Cam Hayward, the veteran. Steelers get another takeaway. Take a look at that replay. Terrible blocking up front. And it's just the veteran presence of the Ohio State Buckeye. You got to take your points in a game like this. Just got to get off the field. Frustrating offensive start for both of these teams. Nobody able to put points on the board early on here. Handoff is to Cordell Patterson. Or no, it's Caleb Johnson. That's the rookie running back who will play backup this season. To Jalen Warren. What up Devontae Prodfields throws it. It's caught by Jack Beck. No, not quite. One might hope. Rookie picks up a yard on his first carry. Cordell Patterson in the game now is Mason Rudolph going deep for DK Metcalf. Leaps up in the air, holds that one in into Jet territory. What a catch. And that is kind of the screw it DK Metcalf down there somewhere mentality Pittsburgh wants to have this season. That was very relaxed coverage, but a terrific readjustment from Metcalf. Picking that one out of the air. And Pittsburgh now threatening to score first. Disappointing from the Jets secondary there. 2 catches, 77 yards already for DK Metcalf in his first game with a Steeler uniform as Rudolph is planted down, a 12-yard loss. And we go from a Quincy Williams interception to a Quinnen Williams sack in just 2 plays. Catches that in stride, touchdown all day, 100%. Mason Rudolph, though, not a very accurate quarterback. Just sign Aaron Rodgers already, would you? That would be a great revenge story. I think that's maybe what the NFL is planning on scheduling this game week 1. We'll see. Definitely would be quite the storyline. Rudolph back to it, second and forever. Throws this one away incomplete. Great pressure again from the Jets defensive line. Very heavily underrated. Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, adding Derek Inati coming over from the Kansas City Chiefs. And Big Q, Quinnen Williams, with all that pressure up the middle. Jamin Davis, Jimmy Sherwood, Quincy Williams, Sauce Gardner, Brandon Stevens, Michael Carter making up the cornerback room here in East Rutherford. Rudolph going deep again. This time it is intercepted, and you call his name, and he shows up. There is Sauce Gardner. Perfect timing. What a turnover fest this is. 3 interceptions and a turnover on downs early on this one. It is a flare fest of turnovers in the first half in East Rutherford. Sauce has no hands, unrealistic. I don't know, man. Pretty sure he had a pick 6 last year against the Broncos. Bo Nix got lost in the sauce, if you remember that one. One of my favorite calls. What up, X this time? 2 mods in 1 stream. Can we go 3 for 3? Well, we get the hat trick. Still scoreless here. 5:40 to go before the halftime break. TJ Watt gets thrown down there. Good pass is secured by Josh Reynolds. Leads the game today in receptions. That is number 4. And then Mason Taylor and DK Metcalf, I believe, tied with 2 apiece. What a crazy game. Jets now in the I formation, 2nd and 5, back into Pittsburgh territory. Didn't take them long thanks to the backbone of their defense as Brees Hall bouncing off tackles. It'll end up losing a couple of yards as a result. TJ Watt has his name called positively for the first time today. Smell a Darius Slay pick, that would be something. This game legit had no touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the first half. I dive laughter. It seems probably realistic for this kind of matchup. 3rd and a short, 3 yards to go here for the Jets. Another handoff is to Hall, following blockers, running over defenders, and swarmed at the 43. Another decision to be made here for the Jets. Andres Carlson is their kicker now. Not sure he can reach 60 yards. Obviously, if Boswell had the shot, I reckon Pittsburgh may take it. We will see, though. And the Jets learn their lesson from their previous gamble. They will punt here on 4th and 2. Looking to pin Pittsburgh again. This punt, though, is shanked out of bounds. Only at the 14, though, not too terribly. And the Steelers take over. There is DK Metcalf, the only bright spot on this offense so far, with 2 deep balls. Able to hunt it out of the air like a hawk to a rabbit. Yeah, Andres Carlson, not really your go-to kicker. Brees Hall looking like Derrick Henry a little bit. Not wrong. And the Steelers back to it here on 1st and 10 from the 14. Handoff is to the rookie Caleb Johnson, who loses 2. Quincy Williams adds a TFL to his statistics sheet. What a nasty first half this is. Entertaining, though. At least it's not all punts and terrible plays offensively. Good defense, not just bad offense here. 2nd 12 for Rudolph. Looking to avoid a sack at all costs. They'll check this one now to Calvin Austin. Finally, a positive play for Pittsburgh. They've been looking for that one. For a while, it's a 7-yard gain to likely wide receiver 3 here. Does bring up a 3rd and medium. Bro just said hawk to I did, unironically, accidentally. Great matchup at the top of the screen. DK Metcalf and Sauce Gardner in press coverage. Rudolph looking for someone open downfield. Fires this one, almost picked off again. Andre Sisco breaking that one up downfield. Pittsburgh goes 3 and out. And at this point, whoever scores is going to win the game. Plain and simple. Might have another 3-0 finish. Would not be the first. Cameron Johnston, been a busy man himself today. Gets this one away. No return for Xavier Gibson. Fair caught at the 33. Justin Fields taken back over. Well, at this point, I should just throw a poll out there. Who scores first? I think I may. Let me do that real quick. Who scores first? Steelers, if I could spell. Jets will add one here in a minute. The next Jet drive is starting from the 33. It's a handoff to Brees Hall again. Scurries forward for a couple yards. And an injury timeout as well. That is Alan Lazard. Shake it up on the play. Obviously, I can't throw a poll out there and not add overtime to it. So you guys have the opportunity to vote for no scoring in regulation. 0-0 tie option? Yeah. I essentially gave it to you there with overtime first. Somebody, I guess 0-0 tie is a possibility. I did forget about that. Not out of the equation. But we'll start small, work big. Alan Lazard helped to the sideline. Malachi Corley going to take over for him as Fields looking to escape for the first time. Lucky to hang on to that football. Would have been our 4th turnover of the game. Crazy to think about. Just absolutely wild. No scoring at interceptions by the end of the game. I'm here for it. This time it is Garrett Wilson and Joey Porter Jr. one-on-one. Check down football's going to work out nicely. Catch number 5 and a fumble on the play. Scooped up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Or no, who is this? Let's take a look. The Pittsburgh Steelers will take over regardless. Looks like Derek Anati. Or pardon me, Yaya Black on the play. How about that? The rookie with the scoop. Punched out beautifully by Beanie Bishop. Wow. Another turnover for the road. Why not? Pardon me, that was Deshaun Elliott on the forced fumble, so add that to his touchdown from earlier as well. And I'm not seeing a 99 on my... That may have been Derek Harmon. Let me take a look. Can't really make out a name here. No matter who or how, it's the 4th turnover of the game. On the 5th catch from Josh Reynolds, here's Calvin Austin pointing out blockers and a great opening play to the drive. This game is bonkers, man. Absolute buffoonery this evening. No doubt. We've been due for a game like this, though. Too many close finishes to the end, overtime football. Great running back performances, great wide receiver performances. We've been due for an absolute garbage fest. 0-0 at the 2-minute warning. At this point, it might be a matter of which defense scores first. Although Mason Rudolph having different ideas. 2 interceptions. That's a good pass, though. Picks out Pat Fryermuth. First down, Steelers into the red zone. They are moving. Finally. Remember when 2 games in the same week finished first half 0-0? I believe it. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I am certain it probably happened. Steelers going to want to take a little bit of time here. Still have all 3 timeouts as Rudolph takes a 5-step drop. Terrific protection. A pancake block is delivered. Rudolph finally going to throw this one downfield and connects. He had all day in the pocket. Robert Woods is the picked out target. Sets up first and goal. One game, Zach Wilson posted nearly a perfect passer rating. The second and the other finished 3-0. Sounds about right. Will the Jets bring pressure on first and goal? The answer, no. Rudolph checks it down, complete. Fryermuth hauls that one in. Timeout Steelers. They're first with 41 seconds to go in the opening half. Well, if you guys are enjoying this absolute turnover fest, it has been fun so far. Drop a like down below. Going to go for 12 this game. That may or may not be a little bit less than the total turnovers that are produced when it's all said and done. Let's hope we can get that number over, though. Rudolph wants his backfield emptied here. From the 3-yard line, high snap is collected. End zone pass is caught for the touchdown. And that is Robert Woods, his first year in Pittsburgh as well. Finally, points. And the Steelers, the first team on the board inside the 2-minute warning, nearly win a first half without points being scored at all. Wow, we have points. Can you believe this? What a flash, Gordon. You have missed quite a bit, my friend. You have no idea. Let's see. Jets punt on their opening drive. Steelers return the favor. Fields throws a pick in the red zone. Rudolph throws a pick. Then what happened? Extra point here is up, and it is good. What happened after that Rudolph pick? I don't think Fields threw another, did he? I'm not sure. Regardless, though, there have been 2 interceptions from Rudolph, a pick from Fields, and a fumble from Josh Reynolds. The Centurion with the $2. It happened. Yes, it did. Never thought we'd see the day. But we have points in East Rutherford. Appreciate the $2, my friend. Very, very much appreciate it. As the Jets looking to respond, they might just be better off taking some kneel downs, though. Not a very good return there from Xavier Gibson up to the 26-yard line. Santorio himself moving up the charts, moves in now to the top 5 all-time in the donation list by 4 cents over GD Egg Wubbaduck. How about it? 33 all-time dono dollars. Jets do have all 3 timeouts, though, so might be interested in some points here. 6-man rush. Fields going deep down the field. In stride hits Alan Lazard, being chased down by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And did the offense just come to life just like that? That was a cover 0 all-out blitz from Pittsburgh. Why in the world do that? Man, can we get another? We'll see. And all of a sudden, the Jets do have interest in this drive. Not even thinking field goal at this point. They want touchdown. Fields off the play action, steps right, fires an incompletion. Mason Taylor could not corral that one through the hit of TJ Watt. And we'll end the poll. The majority was correct. The Pittsburgh Steelers were the first team on the board in this one. So, shout out to the 41% of the 12 that correctly predicted that one. Clock does stop, though, with the incompletion. After the drop from the rookie, Fields back down the middle, connected with Josh Reynolds. Looking to hang on to the football this time. He does so. Number 2. Timeout taken by the New York Jets. 6 yards to go before we are tied. Kind of hoping for the 0-0 tie. We'll see one day, I believe. It's got to happen. 2 putrid offenses and 2 great defenses. What 2 teams come to mind when you think about that? The Browns got to be one of them. Jets also have 1 timeout remaining here, so can't afford to get tackled in bounds. If push comes to shove, but Fields will dump this one down to Lazard, and the Jets on the board before halftime. No Darius Slay pick for SM. Not yet. Justin Fields with a terrific 30-second drive, hitting his man that started it all, Alan Lazard, to tie the game up at 7. Okay. Well then, at least both teams are being equally kind to each other here. 13 ticks to go before the break. Had a feeling this would happen after Pittsburgh scored, of course, yes. Seems to be just about right. What up, the mock draft guy? I'm a Fields Glazer. I can't blame you for that. Extra point for Carlson is up, and it is good. And that will officially bring us to a square game at 7. Pittsburgh begins half number 2 with the football. Keep that in mind. And they'll have a little bit of time here, depending on the result of this return. What up, Matt Burt? Lazard's still a Jet. He'll be a Steeler with A-Rod more than likely, yeah. But for the time being, I can't just throw him over there. I can't throw Rodgers on the Steelers. Until it happens, I really don't have very much pull. Somebody earlier asked me why I kept Trey Hendrickson for the Bengals. He probably won't get his contract extended. I'm like, listen, man, I have no authority over that. I'm just following the rosters I'm given. Nobody knows the future. Good kick there. Steelers won't have to waste a breath on the return. Ball out to the 30, which won't last long, actually. New touchbacks, I believe, come out to the 35-yard line. So long as they are not off the hop. I'm a field survivor. I feel like he was doing well towards the end of his tenure with the Bears, but yeah, obviously you want to get a guy like Caleb. Jalen Warren looking for a big explosive run here to give Pittsburgh some interest and a penalty marker down. This could be very telling. And it's coming back. Freiermuth guilty of the penalty. First and 11, you don't see that every day. Check that off your bingo card. The good old 1-1-1. And so that costs Pittsburgh 9 yards. Now Rudolph back to pass, looking to throw the football toward the sideline. A one-handed catch. What a grab from Freiermuth. That was filthy. Stops the clock with 5 seconds left. I'm a fan of the one-handed catches. Wow. And that'll give Mason Rudolph just enough room here for a Hail Mary attempt. Dropping back, uncorking this one, saying a prayer, and that is knocked away incomplete. We have hit halftime in East Rutherford. All right. Well then, it was all defense in the first quarter. And then after the 2-minute warning, this game took a complete 180. 2 touchdown drives completed, each from one respective team. And that is how we have hit the midway point. A longer stream than normal, and I'm all here for it. Love a good defensive battle. We went how many games without a turnover? 4? So this game is making up for it. Game going to trend to end 45-45 now. I'm here for it. I'm telling you. I love the chaos. Pittsburgh on the return. Cordell Patterson. This time, Unk as they call him in Pittsburgh. The Yinzer's personal nickname for him. Gets that football out to the 27-yard line. And so, Steelers will take over first and 10 at the 27. And here we go. Jalen Warren looking for the football here from the 20-yard line, up the middle, cutting left, and he will find the 30. Yeah, my stream is lagging. Hopefully your guys is not. I can't load any chats, though. Oh, I'm disconnected personally. Cool. Well, hopefully you guys are still with me. I think you are. Refresh and see if it'll fix it for me here. No internet connection. Terrific. Pittsburgh out of the I formation here from the 30. Rudolph off the play action. 4-man rush is well protected. Going deep again. Knocked away. Batted up. Incomplete. Freiermuth there was the intended target, I believe. And nearly taken away on the play by what looks like Andre Sisco. Okay, yep, stream's good. What up, Cardleson? I have no idea why my personal hotspot just gave out there, but we're good. And that brings up 3rd and 7 here for Pittsburgh. Rudolph back to it. Backpedaling to the 20. Heaving this one with all of his might down the field. Double coverage knocked up and incomplete. Metcalf, the intended target. That's the guy to go to in double coverage. gamble does not pay off, and a couple of deep shots. Rudolph really throwing caution to the wind here. That'll wind up incomplete. This is not a primetime game. Johnston on for the punt. Almost got some pressure home there for the Jets, and some poor blocking forces Ed Xavier Gibson fair catch. Madden getting aggressive this game. I love it. Next game is Giants Commanders tomorrow night at 8 p.m. An all NFC East matchup. Can't wait. Those are always entertaining on my channel, especially because most of my fan base is NFC East or NFC North affiliated, which I love. JF7 back to it here from the Meadowlands, dropping back, rolling right, throwing on the run. That pass is caught downfield by Garrett Wilson. In the NFC West minority, yeah, not a lot of you out there. Got some Niner fans, at least chilly. Trying to think if I have, well, we got, I don't know if we got any Rams fans or not. I don't know for sure. Great opening play, though, for the second half offensively for the Jets, as this one is low and incomplete by Justin Fields, finally toning down the offense a little bit. What's up to your cat, A-Rod? How are the New York Knicks doing now? Have they bounced back? Let's take a look. They're up by 2 currently. Okay, 36-34 after 1. What a quarter. Holy cow. That is wild. That incompletion there from Justin Fields finally giving both teams a chance to catch their breath, but Fields right back to it. Taking off for a scramble here. Plenty of room ahead of him, sliding down through a hit at the 40. And a great heads-up play from a dual-threat quarterback. Play each game as an exhibition, or you start a franchise. Each game has to be an exhibition, or else there would be a little thing at the bottom right corner that says, like, leave sim or end sim or something like that. So all the stats are kept track of, though, in my Discord server. Fields now from the Pittsburgh 40. The rookie Mason Taylor in motion does not help out blocking-wise. Peyton Wilson breaks through the hole for his second big-time tackle today. But if you guys are interested in joining the Discord server for fan standings, team standings, as well as the week-by-week schedule, head to the About section on my channel or ask a moderator for the link in chat. No gainer on the rush there from Brees Hall. That's a rarity in stride. Man is hit. That is Josh Reynolds again. I'm an Eagle and Steelers fan, also a little bit of a Dolphins fan. You got a little bit of everything there. I like it. Cardinals fan, ironically enough, I'm also an alcoholic. Well, causation, correlation, some might argue it's one or the other, but I think it might be both. What up, Notion Ty? A little bit early, yeah. Fields from the empty here on 3rd and 2. Bunch formation left, 2 receivers right. He will check this one down to a sitting Alan Lazard at the 25. Out of college, I had Fields as my QB1, Wilson QB2, yikes, Lawrence QB3, hated Clemson, Mac Jones at the 4. That's not ridiculous coming out of college, though. Fields was the man. That pass he threw in the, what was the Orange Bowl during the COVID year? Just a thing of beauty, man. Jets looking to take their first lead of the contest here as the defensive line of Pittsburgh has different ideas. Throwing on the run to his running back. What a play from Fields. And the Jets do take the lead at home. What a pass. Never thought as Brees Hall as a dual threat target, but here he is beating Patrick Queen, the linebacker, in coverage. A little bit of a nice wheel route there. Yes, Cam Newton would say, that's that wheel route. Actually, he didn't say that. He said, yeah, you watch film, watch this. And he didn't run a wheel route, believe it or not. He ran to Texas. Panthers did score on that play. The extra point for Andres Carlson. Looking to put the Jets up a full 7. That kick almost blocked again. But it's up and good. And the lucky 7's out here for the Jets. 7 plays, 77 yards. Ends up the first passing touchdown for number 7. Luck might be on the side of the New York Football Jets. Justin Fields, show us once again how much better you are than C-Law. He might be. I don't know. Lawrence, though, was what? The best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. Although, to be fair, prospect means nothing in the big scheme of things in the NFL. Adaptability and experience mean significantly more. Steelers, though, have a chance to rebuttal. Cordell Patterson takes a return from the 6-yard line, meets a Jets brigade at the 26. Mason Rudolph taken back over. It has been an ugly outing for the most recently Tennessee Titan. And that's how you know he is just not suited to be a quarterback right now. At least not the first option. Steelers have got to look to bring someone else in on top of the rookie. And if it continues like this, how much longer? Until Will Howard makes an appearance. Here is Patterson on a rush, a gain of 2. More than likely going to be the third down power back majority of the season. Andres Carlson wide left. Oh, yeah. What up, Sports Masters? Up the Packers. Another Packer fan in here. How about it? Love to see all the love and chat from the fans in Green Bay. Jalen Warren now taking over duties for Patterson. It's Rudolph, though, going back through the air, knocked away by a diving Sauce Gardner. Ahmed Gardner with a huge play there. Batting that one away. Incomplete. Not taking it too seriously because his men, I think my Redbirds should win that game week 1, though. Tends to have wild, unpredictable games. Always week 1. Absolute chaos every single week. Sauce is back at his X-Factor here. Wouldn't want to throw a football his direction. Rudolph looking to avoid him, and a sack hit as he fires this one incomplete. This Jets defense is taking over. Usually it's the Pittsburgh Steelers that dictate the pace with their defense, but the Jets are going band for band with them. Week 1, Tyler Shuck going to put on a clinic. I can't wait for that game. It's going to be disgusting, but I can't wait. Austin McNamara, sorry, this is Cameron Johnston again. Punt number 4 today, I believe, as Xavier Gibson hauls this one in cleanly at the 30. Wish Madden would implement more muffed punts. And some scrambles that we don't know who ends up with the football until the officials pull them off the pile. That would make the game a lot more interesting. I love it. DK on the post, watch this touchdown. It'll have to wait until next drive. Not that post, Rudolph. No, that's the wrong one. Jets take it over from their own 30-yard line. Quick pass here from Fields is out there to Lazard. Fields is having himself an okay day, though, other than that red zone interception. What up, Nick Bonomi? Average Steelers drive, yeah. It's been ugly for him so far today. Just be glad you have joined me now and not earlier when Mason Rudolph threw his second interception today. DK Metcalf, though, having himself a pretty good game. Looking to get himself 100 yards receiving. Handful of guys actually out here today looking to do the same as Brees Hall lowers the helmet. Scurries forward to pick up 3. Not his best outing. Must be in the minority about the Detroit proposal about giving the division winners automatically one of the first 4 seeds. See, I think I'll share my opinions on this here in a minute. It is conflicting. Third down at about a half-yard here. 5-man rush coming from Pittsburgh. Brees Hall going to have to work for that first down, and Highsmith stops him short. In my personal opinion, I'm fine with the playoff format now. People might disagree with me, but the NFL is the only sport anymore that your division actually matters to win. And a punt coming up here for Austin McNamara. Booting this one away, and a fair catch called for by Patterson. Or this is Calvin Austin, rather, at the 16-yard line. I mean, I can see either argument. I guess technically the MLB and the NHL, it matters a little bit. But, I mean, the NBA, who cares if you win your division? Like, there's no division rivals. None of that matters. I feel like the beauty of the NFL is playing teams in your division, 6 times a year, and every one of those games meaning extra. From the 16-yard line, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Handoff is to Patterson looking for a big breakaway run. And he delivers a booming hit to Michael Carter at the 20-yard line. You play who's in front of you, exactly. I think one of your divisions should get you in, but not figure in your playoff seeding. That's fair. Yeah, I might be in the minority, but the majority of the owners. An angry run there from Patterson. Looking to turn this offense up, and a great pass check down to Freiermuth there. Picks up the first down. No clue there were divisions in the NBA until last year. Exactly. Division winners should get a playoff auto bid, but the games outside your division should not matter almost as much as the current format against the ideology, I suppose. Final minute now of a long third quarter. Only seen the one Jets touchdown so far on this half. Back to work through the air is Rudolph, and again finds his tight end. What up, Light Merrick? Half the team should not be in the playoffs. I mean, they're not arguing for half the teams, but yeah, I think 7 is kind of fine. I was fine with 6, to be honest, but I'll talk about that 5-4 seed thing here in a minute. Rudolph will take a snap and hand off to Jalen Warren, looking to bounce it outside. Mean stiff arm thrown down. Cannot maintain his balance. What a nice run, though. See, I think if you're the 5 seed and you're like 14-3, you shouldn't lose to the Rams like the Vikings did last year. I don't care where you're playing. Wasn't even really a home game for the Rams either. Do what the Bucs did in 2020. Take down the 7-win Commanders. And will Pittsburgh snap it one more time here before the end of the quarter? No, they will not. And this defensive effort takes us to the final 8 minutes. And it's that one. 49 yards to go. If Mason Rudolph and company want to tie this game up, handoff is to Jalen Warren, rewarding him after his nice run. And he will only gratify Pittsburgh's offense for a 1-yard pickup. 18 playoff only if the NFL expands, yeah. I think it's fine the way it is, though. Number 1 overall seed's the only one that gets the bye. It's cool. And now Mason Rudolph going to work out of the empty. Looking for a big play here on second down. Nice check down. That'll work out nicely. And rolling over top of bodies, finally ruled down at the 40-yard line is Robert Woods. Honestly, feel like there's a risk of the NFL being watered down if they expand beyond 32. Agreed. 32 was the most round and perfect number for every league. If the NBA wants to expand, fine. MLB wants to expand, fine. NHL wants to expand, fine. Not the NFL, though. Extra big bodies out there on 3rd and 1, which means a handoff is to Warren up the middle, and he secures the first down. Buccaneers, team with the worst record in the Big Four sports today, has the most championship wins in its division. It's true. That's the beauty of the NFL. You only got to win when it matters. Matters often, though. DK Metcalf has not seen a target yet in this half, as far as I'm concerned. Good pass here is to Calvin Austin. Pittsburgh doesn't care who's catching it as long as they're producing. And that is exactly what the speedy wide receiver 3 does here for the Steelers up to the 24-yard line. 14-yard gain. NFL should do a play-in tour. Maybe. 6 minutes to go now in regulation. Could we see our 3rd overtime game of the week as Rudolph finding Metcalf again. Finally getting reactivated here in this offense. Good pass from Rudolph. Super Bowl winners should play the NBA champs first half basketball, second half football. Total sports champ trophy. That would be badass, man. There'd be too many opt-outs, though, in all reality. Should be a separate NFL Euro League. Maybe eventually. The big Connor Hayward in here on 2nd and 3. Jalen Warren is the tailback this time around, following his fullback up the field. And a collective tackle made at the 15-yard line by Quincy Williams and Jamian Sherwood. Brings up a big-time 3rd and 1 in the 4th quarter. This play could mean quite a bit here. Jets looking for a big stop here on 3rd and 1 from the 15-yard line. Jalen Warren going to keep this drive moving, though. Inside the 10, 1st and goal, Pittsburgh. And I'll tell you what, I'm smelling a red zone turnover. Give me a random word, any word in the world. Croissant. I'm hungry, that's why. Goal to go situation for Pittsburgh. Looking for another tie game here in the 4th. Rudolph down the middle finds Metcalf at the 1. Imagine Shaq in football in the first half. LeBron in football? Come on now. Maybe not 40-year-old LeBron. By the way, he finished 6th in MVP voting at 40 years old. 6th. Are you kidding me? That's wild. 9 big bodies out there on 2nd and goal. Handoff is to Warren. What a play by Williams, though. Shuts them down at the 2. Get Madden 26. I'm yet to pre-order, but I think I will. Probably going to pass on the new college football game coming out this year, but definitely get Madden 26 Get the early access too for you guys, of course. Every year. And once again, a huge third down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rudolph, well protected. Looking to pick out a target. Back in the end zone. Diving catch is made. What a grab by Calvin Austin. This game has it all, let me tell you. One-handed catches, diving catches, interceptions, fumbles. This game has whatever you desire. Not a very good pass from Rudolph. No complaints, though, from wide receiver 3. Jets did give him all day. Pass rush failed him on that particular play. And Chris Boswell looking to tie the game. I gave you a pretty bad word there, didn't I, Chili? Appreciate the $2 dono. Croissant, Aunt, Daunt, OKC, and 5. I know you had to go to Rhyme Zone for that last one. Much appreciated. Boswell's extra point is up and good through some minimal pressure. Shout out Chili for the $2 dono. That is the 3rd dono of the stream. And the 6th of the 2025 sim season. Chili now narrowing the gap atop the totem pole for the all-time dono list. Of course, the gap between 2nd and 3rd is over $100 in donations. That is wild. Crazy to think about. Scribble, believe it or not, is the 3rd all-time dono on the channel. Gap between 1st and 2nd, I believe, is some $30-odd. I'll double check here in a minute. Gibson on the return from his own 5-yard line. Getting this one out to the 25. Justin Fields looking for a game-winning drive from here. Had himself a pretty good day, 20 for 28. 228 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, but does have that interception. It is roughly just under $33 right now. That is excluding, of course, membership fees, which have been going on for about 2 years now. Justin Fields looking for a big-time end to his revenge story. What a run from Breece Hall. Holy cow. Out of a cannon. Wow, Minkah Fitzpatrick got decked. Best one of those I've ever seen was Todd Gurley. Could be a Todd Manley for all I care. Yeah. Nook of the Money Cow chat might be. What a crazy run. Breece Hall putting Minkah Fitzpatrick back a couple of years, and another run to the right side. First down yardage is secured. He's starting to heat up here in the 4th quarter. Told you earlier they'd start to rely on him as the game goes on. Not many teams could say that about their running back. Zeller paying off my loans. Yeah, he actually had a dono literally saying, hope this will cover textbooks. And it did, so. Now the Jets want to kind of take their time. On 1st and 10, that pass is behind Lazard, but he is able to hang on to it for a 7-yard pickup, which will take us to the 2-minute warning from East Rutherford, New Jersey. It is all tied up at 14, so we have overtime on the horizon for the 2nd time this week. Guess we'll find out. I got to throw my poll in there. What am I doing? Start poll. Who wins? Can't believe I have not done this yet. Steelers, Jets, tie. Here you go. And after the 2-minute warning, Justin Fields back to it. Looking to go through the air. Checking this one down to Breece Hall. Cannot get away from TJ Watt. And they need is handed off to Keanu Benton. From an all-pro to a big boy. Tie might just be a lock for this game, you know. Chad eats up the tie. Don't forget to hit the like button, too, if you have not yet already. As the Jets going to work out of the no-huddle. Deep drop back for Fields and a pass down the middle caught by Garrett Wilson. Into field goal range. Timeout Pittsburgh. This ends at a time donating. All right. Works for me. Doja Tai, fun fact, I believe was my 2nd ever donator on the channel. Monster Gaming had the first one. Doja Tai had the first ever super chat, though. Monster Gaming's was a super sticker. And now Pittsburgh going to be desperate to get the football back. Justin Fields throwing on the run. That pass is caught by Wilson. 2nd inches in this game, nearing its end, it looks like. Although Danny Smith, somewhere on the Pittsburgh sideline, chewing his gum, getting ready to send out the perfect special teams play for a blocked kick. You could count on that. And this game never over with the Pittsburgh Steelers special teams, although going to be hard to bounce back from this one. Up the sideline, Breece Hall is going out of bounds smartly at the 2. A great heads-up play. And there's Dosha Ty with the $2 dono. I appreciate it, man. Maybe I should have set out a donation goal. I don't like to do that. It makes it seem like I'm asking for the money, but I appreciate the $2, Dosha Ty. And now the Jets on first and goal. Maybe don't want to score. Breece Hall up the middle, taken down at the 1. Pittsburgh probably should have let him score there. Or at least dragged him into the end zone. If I'm the Jets, I'm taking 2 knees, then I'm getting out of here. But will they be smart enough? Exactly. Take the knee, kick the field goal. But this is Madden. And if you guys know anything about Madden, you never know what's coming next. Someday it'll be 10. Hey, no pressure, no worries. I appreciate you regardless. Now second and goal from the 1. Maybe Pittsburgh wants the Jets to score here. Not going to happen. Cam Hayward tackle for loss. Pittsburgh helping out the Jets as the Jets try to help out the Steelers. How about that for a Madden analogy? Maybe here on third and goal, though, they will try to score a touchdown. Probably the wrong decision, but hey, we'll see. 45 seconds left here. Jets should try to stay out of the end zone. They will do so regardless. There is the big Cam Hayward with the tackle for loss. Jets have all their timeouts. No worries about the clock. In this situation, they will take us likely down to about 3 seconds, and we should have a walk-off, if not just about. And Andres Carlson on for a game-winning 21-yard attempt from the right hash. And the snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. And with 1 second left, the New York Jets take the lead at MetLife Stadium. Missed field goal, return touchdown. Can you imagine a block, a kick 6? Holy cow. One day, Madden's going to deliver one of these disgustingly good endings. One day. Could it be here? Could we have a kick return touchdown for Cordell Patterson? Potentially. Thought he missed it? I'm not shocked. Andres Carlson on for the kickoff. This should be our final play of the game. And the Steelers will take an knee, actually, so we will see an offensive play. This has got to go to DK Metcalf and maybe a hook and ladder. That would feed generations, let me tell you. Without a doubt, would be the most entertaining play in all of Madden. But it all comes down to this one final second, which means one final play for Mason Rudolph. Heaving this one down the right sideline, says a prayer, batted down, incomplete. And the New York Jets take week 1. Justin Fields gets his revenge over his former team, 17-14, in an ugly one in East Rutherford. Terrific game, though, I gotta say. That had a little bit of everything for everyone. And a great finish as well. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this ugly, ugly Madden simulation. Looking forward to it tomorrow, though. The Giants and the Commanders, all NFC East battle at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there, and drop a like on your way out if you have not already. And I will see all of you tomorrow night.